Okay, and we are live. Hello, how you doing, guys?
What's up? What's up?
Hey, happy
Man,
New
it's good.
Year.
Definitely happy new year and good to be back with you guys. Everybody watching, no matter where you're at. Dave's channel, Kipp's channel, Sean's channel, here on Carnivore Quest. Good to see y'all. And we're gonna have a good time tonight. How you doing, Kip? You doing good on your BBBE challenge?
I'm doing wonderful with it, man. I'm sticking with it. It's getting a little bit easier every day. It's crazy. I've never did OMAD, but like I've ate so much steak the past like 2 weeks that yesterday and today I've only ate one meal a day. So I might have to. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might because before my sweet spot was 2 meals a day, but I just hadn't been hungry, man.
Mm, you getting that
Mm,
right fat to protein ratio, man, and eventually it's going to take over. It's got a beef, butter, bacon, and eggs has a mind of its own, and if you make it through that wall of doom, man,
The wall of
right.
doom.
Yeah. So, just before we get into it, guys, if you wouldn't mind smashing the like button as you come in, and also if you have any questions, we're gonna have a bit of a shorter session today. So if you've got any questions, please stick a Q in front of it in the comments, so we get to them nice and easily. So yeah, well, glad you're back on the BBBE, Kib. And Sean, how have you been? How was your Christmas, New Year?
man, everything was good. I mean, normal stuff pull me to the left and to the right. I had a little break, had a couple weeks off. Didn't I really wasn't active on social media at all, and that was by design. Just taking a step back. I'd been hard pressed since April, and spent a lot of hours. I mean, a lot till I was staying up till like 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning every night, and then also, in June when I started my other job, my other day job. So I'm working 8 hours during the day, during the week there, and then doing the YouTube at night and scheduling. And you guys know, um, all the stuff that goes into planning and setting up and prepping and making sure everything's right with the YouTube stuff. So, I mean, and it just, I knew I needed a break. I knew I needed to take some time off, and I got to do better about evenly spacing it out this year. But it was nice to have a little bit of a break. It seems like, as I was telling you, before we came on, and a lot of people are aware. It seemed like whenever I was taking my time off to get a break, it seemed like everything imaginable um, it went wrong. First I wrecked my car Thanksgiving weekend, right before the last show we did, before I took the break. Well, then my wife's car, the head gasket blew in it, so it had to be redone. Our stove went out. We were without a stove. Our water heater went out. I'm like, it's like one thing right after the other. I'm like, my goodness, when it rains, it pours. But I mean, that's absolutely the time when, you know, you got to learn to thrive, man. And that's,
Mm,
I'm no stranger to struggle. I just, it seems like the more success I find and the more, overcoming that I do, the bigger the challenge gets. And, I don't have it all figured out, but I'm a fighter. So one way or the other, I'm gonna overcome and figure a way out. My family supported me. Um, I got a lot of folks, a lot of people have donated to try to help, ease that a little bit. And I can't say thank you enough, man, for all you guys that have done that. It's not enough to get me a new car or another vehicle yet, but like that's what it's going towards and trying to work our way there. And I appreciate you guys and the generosity and all for that. I appreciate it more than you guys ever know. And today's my
nice.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yep. Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
brother.
brother.
Thanks, man.
Nice. And
Yeah.
Larry, how was your break?
Man, we had our holiday 6 week holiday weight loss challenge. The final tally was like 850 pounds. Our community lost during the holidays. We had a lot of people who didn't lose weight. A lot of people, lost a pound, gained a pound. So we consider that a huge success. Now we're in the midst of our 60-day BBBBE challenge. Where we're trying to lose 10,000 pounds. Any of y'all from the other channels want to participate? It's absolutely free. You just join us at the end of February and tally up how much weight you lost for the first 2 months of the year. Kipp's doing the 90-day BBBE challenge, so I might do an extra 30 days with him.
That's awesome, bro.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see. But yeah, I mean, I've been drinking black coffee since the first of the year. I'm pretty much used to it now. And Cassie's still having cream in her coffee. But things are going really good, man. The only thing I'm not looking forward to is tax season. But other than that, things are really good. Super blessed. And hey, and also Sean, Cassie's car, I had to get new coils and spark plugs put in it today. You want to talk about something hitting you out of the blue? It's like, and I just put new coils and spark plugs in it 2 years ago, but I bought the cheap ones. I bought cheaper ones, and they didn't last. So, there you go. Always buy the quality parts, right?
Dude, there's a few things I always try to tell people, man. There's a few things in life you don't ever skimp on. Number one is car parts. You don't skimp on car parts. Number two is glasses. Sunglasses or reading glasses, don't skimp on them. You buy the cheap ones and you're going to get what you pay for. The third one is shoes, and the fourth one is watches. Go all out on them, save up, get a nice one, invest in the parts, because those things, like, you don't know what you're missing until you don't have it, or you have a cheap one that doesn't function how you need it to function. But at the same time, you got to do what you got to do. Sometimes you just ain't got it. You got to make do with what you got. I know that side of it too.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for the birthday wishes, and I appreciate it, man. I'm still hitting my prime, man. I just turned 41 today.
41. Okay. I was going to ask how old you were. Damn, you're old.
Just hitting my prime. I feel better at 41 than I have in probably my whole life since I was a kid, when I didn't think about how I felt.
Right. I'm 49. How old are you, Dave?
49.
And Kipp, how old are you? 19?
I'm the baby of the bunch. I'm only 30, guys.
Oh yeah, you are.
He just started growing facial hair.
I know. I got a little piece of.
That's right.
Nice.
That's what's up. How's Abigail and them?
They're doing great. I literally just got done laying her down. I was rocking her to sleep like 5 minutes before I hopped on here. So, I mean, I thought it was actually cool tonight with us starting 30 minutes later. That gave me just a little bit more time to actually rock her to sleep, because normally my wife does. But, I mean, we don't do this every night. So, I mean, my schedule is pretty flexible either way. But it was cool to rock her to sleep tonight.
Cool. Right on.
That's what's up.
Quality time. Yeah, well, how about you, Dave? How were your holidays? All good, Dave?
All good. Relaxing. I didn't get up too much. We went to Universal Studios for New Year's Eve, and to see the fireworks, and I fell asleep at 9 p.m. So my wife and daughter saw the fireworks.
Very cool. They have a Universal Studios in Japan?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. I've been to the one in California when I was a kid. I didn't know they had one in Japan. That's awesome.
Yeah. They maybe about 20 years old, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's pretty good, but I don't like roller coasters and stuff like that. So I don't, I go there for I go there just for the atmosphere.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And before we get to questions, I've got something I wanted to tell you about my diet. Something that I've been doing a little bit differently in the new year. I haven't had a coffee for 3 days.
What? Nice.
And so if I'm looking a little bit tired, that's why. Because I'm sleeping better, but when I'm awake, probably because I've still got a massive sleep deficit, I'm feeling tired very quickly.
Once you get those times, about another week and a half, dude, your energy level is going to be through the roof. I had way more energy when I didn't drink coffee. Way more.
Yeah. So I'm hoping that I see some good results and I can just stay off it. Even if I go back to it, I'm hoping I can do maybe a month, just see what it's like, experience
Right.
the other side.
And no headaches so far?
No headaches, just kind of like it's almost like a little bit of brain fog.
Oh,
How much did you
yeah.
drink?
Too much. Like
Like
probably
average per day.
like really, really, really super strong cups, 6 or 7.
Wow.
Yeah. So not good. So it definitely impacted my sleep. So that's why I wanted to give it a try. So
Well, Dr.
I'll
Chafee
report
would be
back on
so
how
proud
that's
of you right now.
Sorry, say again.
I said Dr. Chafee would be so proud of you right now.
Yeah. I can't say it's a forever thing though, because it
It's coffee.
it definitely that's right. So we got a super chat. Protected Lady, thank you so much for the super chat. Great group, guys, together tonight. Happy birthday, Sean. Chatting with Dave Monday. Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you. I know it'll be. I'm
thank
sure
you
it'll
so
be
much.
That's cool. Thank you for the super chat.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And we've got a very important question here from Oaktown Girl. Why are carnivores so sexy? Anyone want to take that?
My wife watches these videos.
Mine does too. Mine's moderating for me. It's the proper human diet. You get that nutrition. Yeah.
Yeah. All the nutrition the body needs.
Yep. You guys look great, and I'm doing the best I can with what I got to work with here.
So, Angie, how is everyone doing since the holiday break? I guess we went around and we talked about that, but doing great. Yeah.
I'm in schedule mode, man. Like I said, I didn't get a lot of rest. Like nothing time. I mean, I did whole bunch of nothing. I didn't get a lot accomplished except for a lot of worrying. However, I have gotten a directional plan in mind that I want to go, and like 2024 is going to be a lot of the same as 2023, man. Just casting vision, encouraging people, sharing the message of the proper human diet, nutrition, sharing my faith, and just going harder than ever, man. I just want to see it grow bigger, grow stronger, and see people get it, man. I mean, that's what it's all about, right? Just helping other people get what you got.
Definitely. JJ Cooper, how fast does the brain fog lift? Mental clarity and get rid of the anxiety is on the top of the list. Yeah.
Say about a month,
Larry.
right?
Yeah. About a month?
Yeah, I would say for me, I actually got a video coming out, our video tomorrow, and I address some of this. But a good example is my wife, Cassie. It's about 60 to 90 days. Anxiety, depression completely disappeared. The brain fog, and that was about for me too. She was in a little deeper hole than I was as far as her mood, but the mental clarity kicks in because we play a lot of chess in our spare time, and I would say I could notice a difference really after about 60 days of being in a deep state of ketosis. I really feel it's when your brain's running on those ketones, real efficiently, and I can tell the difference. How about you, Sean?
Yeah, I agree with that, man, and I think it goes back to what Dravadia said whenever I had him on a couple months back. He says, the heart and the brain both work more efficiently running on ketones. So once your body starts building those up and starts using those for fuel primarily, as a primary source, you can tell the difference. And and it doesn't take that long. I would say 1 month to 60 days, somewhere in that time frame. For me, it was about 2 months. I was so depressed, so just overcome with anxiety and worry and depression. The depression was debilitating, as I've mentioned many times. But absolutely 100%. Within about 2 months for sure, you're definitely going to be able to tell a huge difference. You're going to feel different. The brain fog. Listen, I got so much done last year. There's no way in the world I could have done half of what I got done. Just thought through all the stuff that I had to think through last year. If it weren't for that lifted brain fog and that mental clarity to be able to process not just what you're going through, but process 3 and 4 steps down the road. It's something that you don't really understand because we get used to living with that brain fog for so long and so many years that we don't know how to function until it starts happening. And once it happens, it's almost like your mind is in overdrive, but about 2 months for sure.
Nice. Okay, so we've got another super chat from Mike Shaw TV. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Happy birthday,
Thanks, brother.
Sean. Thanks to you guys for spreading the love. Metabolic health rocks.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Appreciate it, brother.
What's up,
Can't wait
Mike?
to get with Mike and chat with him too. Him and Steve. Steve, what's up, brother?
So, Steve, if you were to create a music montage of your carnivore journey, what is your theme song? And you can't use Eye of the Tiger or Oops, I Did It Again. So, Sean, what would your music montage be?
I don't know. I don't know if it'd be a montage, but like my theme song, I don't know. Faithfully.
Okay.
That's what's in my head. Faithfully, just being faithful to what decisions and owning your decisions, owning your choices. Because that has a lot to do with everything. Not just with my diet. With every aspect, just not settling for the excuses. So being faithful to your decisions and the things that you've committed to. When you fail, you get back up, you dust yourself off, you get right back after it. It doesn't mean you're perfect, it just means you're committed to it and you're faithful to it.
I'd say for me, there's an artist that I like listening to, so it'd pretty much be her playlist. It's Charity Gale. She's a Christian artist, and basically anything that she sings, I think, is awesome.
I agree. I love her stuff too, bro.
For me, it would be I'm working on a short right now using this song, but it would probably be Master of Puppets by Metallica, just because of dealing with addiction. It applies to sugar addiction, drug addiction, any kind of addiction. And I always get pumped up by that song. And so that would be mine. How about you, Dave?
I've been furiously thinking to myself there what I'm going to say, and I'm not sure because when I listen to music, I typically I don't really have a lot of favorite music, favorite artists, that kind of thing. So when I listen to stuff, it's just like I listen to it. I don't know who the artist is. I don't know what the music is. Just go, oh, that's all right. So I don't know. I'll go with I don't know. I'm sorry, I can't answer this one. I'll try and answer it before the end of the day. I'll try and answer it before the end of the session.
I'll tell you how like my music thing goes. Like I will find a song that I like on YouTube, like a video or something, and I will put it on loop and I will listen to it till it wears the speakers out on my phone. Yesterday it was Tiffany Hudson. I don't know if y'all know who Tiffany Hudson is. She sings I think Elevation. She sings the song Worthy. And it just hit me right yesterday. And it was all day. I was just like hitting the back button, play it again, play it again, play it again. And I wanted to soak in, man. So definitely good. Tiffany Hudson. She's got a unique voice. I'm always down for that. So if you've got a unique voice and you're singing a song with words that mean something, that it's not just spewing off whatever words, then I'm down with that. Kind of like Chris Stapleton. A couple months back, we were talking to you about Chris Stapleton. He's got that unique voice, and he's such a powerhouse, and I love it, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another good song would be Weird Al's "Eat It." Just eat it, eat it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that one. I'm gonna go with that
Okay,
one.
there you go. I picked yours, Dave.
Thanks for that, Larry.
Yep, just eat that meat. Just eat it.
That's right.
Yeah. We got Chill Out Admin, restarting Carnivore and no signs of results. Anyone experience this? Who wants to
Well, I
take that
mean,
one
how
first?
long have they been giving it?
Yeah.
Because if they're restarting Carnivore, I mean, it might take them just a little while. Like me, I'm still just because I went off plan for almost 2 months, and I gained like 60 pounds, and so
61.
60. Well, yeah, thank you, Larry. But anyway, I gained 61 pounds, and so I at the end of the first week, I weighed and I lost 13 of those pounds back. But I mean, I still am not fully transitioned, and I can tell right now because even sitting right here, I feel a little bit of bubble guts. And at any moment, I could hit pause on this and take off and run to the toilet. So it's still a little bit of a transition, guys. So if my screen goes black, you know where I'm at.
Bro, you got to know it's
That's
coming.
awesome.
Oh yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's probably like it could be your body just trying to see how serious you are. Your body's like, yeah, I've seen this before. You know, your body's just taking a break. Like, yeah, you told me you was gonna do this before, and we gonna put a pause on everything and just see what's going on. But I mean, honestly, you can't see that cancer being starved from the sugar that you were eating and that was feeding it. You know, you can't see the results for those kinds of things yet either. So you really don't know what's going on. Usually the people say the water weight, but the inflammation is the first thing to go, and and then the healing, and then some of the weight loss usually starts kicking in. But either way you chalk it up, you're eating the proper human diet, you put the right nutrients in, you feel good, the rest is history.
Larry?
I mean, early in our journey, Cassie and I did what Kipp recently did. We kind of went off the rails. I gained 80 pounds, so Kipp shouldn't feel bad. I gained 80 pounds while we were on YouTube, and I found that every time we came back, it took me a little longer to get where I was. Like the first time we came back, it took me a little longer to experience the keto flu. Where the first time it might have been the first 10 days, then I got the keto flu. Where the second attempt, it took like 2 weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks, and it almost seemed like the third time it even took longer. So, I mean, was that all in my head? I don't think so, because I kept track of everything pretty good. I'd write things down, things I was experiencing. But I mean, we know this is the right way to eat. Just concentrate on how you're feeling, by results. If you're talking about weight loss, just focus on how you're feeling and try not to worry about the scale too much, and you'll do great. But I appreciate the question. Chill out.
Mm. And I just to echo what Larry just said there, every time I went on and then restarted low carb or keto, the results always kind of took longer to kick in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It just seems to be the way your body reacts to what the way the ups and downs. Okay, John. Do any of you ever test your ketones and blood glucose? Kipp?
I keep saying that I'm going to because someone sent me some ketone strips, but I'm a forgetful guy, so I just keep forgetting to use them. I need to set a little note in my phone or something to remind me to use them just to test it out and see. But I don't think that it's necessary to track. But I mean, I think it could be cool, especially if you're early in the journey and you're wanting to start and just to see how things go. But I mean, I don't think it's necessary. What about you, Dave? Or what about you, Larry?
There's been different times. We have a ketone tester, one of those keto mojos. There's been different times. We've implemented it on the channel. like we did Fast February last year. I was always checking my ketones. Like when I did that 14-day fast, my ketones got up to 7.0 and my blood sugar was like 56. And I was like, remember Sean? I actually called Sean. I said, man, am I all right? Because I've never seen my blood sugar that low before, and Sean, obviously a paramedic. And I was a little concerned, but we've learned so much through our audience and our community that I guess that's normal when your ketones are that high for your blood sugar to be that low. But yeah, there's like we have one, and it's kind of fun once in a while to break it out and just see where you're at. The strips are a little expensive, so it's not like I'm checking them every day. But every once in a while, it's fun. It's fun to break it out. Sean, what about you, bud?
Yeah, I have never tested my ketones or my blood sugar, other than when I went to a doctor and they tested my A1C or my blood sugar at that time. The last time I tested it was probably, I don't know, 7, 8 years ago on the truck. Like I just pulled a lancet out and pricked my finger and checked my blood glucose. But I don't make a habit out of it, and I haven't done it since I've been on this journey. For me, it was literally just getting my mind right as far as if I put the right things in, I can't control the rest of it. And like it sounds simple, and it really is. I mean, honestly, there's no hidden steps. There's not a secret magic hidden door you have to go through to unlock to get this thing to happen. It really is that simple. I'm focusing on putting the right stuff in and eating the right stuff. And today, I can't tell you what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm not gonna let yesterday kick my butt, but today I'm gonna make the right choice. The next choice is gonna be the right one. And the more you do that and set those practices up, you get yourself in habits and routines. I don't think there's anything wrong with testing it if that's what floats your boat. What was it you used to say? If that's what floats your goat, do it, man. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, if you want to have the data or whatever, there's no doubt in my mind that it's just going to be good stuff going forward. And the longer that you eat this way, so for me, it was a scale.
Exactly. I was just going to say that, Sean. Sorry I interrupted. But I've talked to a lot of people in the community who actually do check their ketones every day because it motivates them. And I was going to say, Sean did the same thing with the scale. Sean was one of those folks that got on the scale every single day and without, and it was a part of his motivation. So, if it helps you that way, John, go for it.
And it sure did work for you, Sean. How much weight you done lost, man? Tell them how much weight.
296 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, 296 pounds. My A1C went from right at 7 to 5.2. No more depression, anxiety. I mean, it's extremely amazing how efficient the body is. We were designed by a creator with infinite knowledge that I mean, our bodies are amazing, not just to be able to heal the damage that I've already done for years and years and years, but to be able to do that in such a relatively short amount of time, it kind of speak to the question from earlier. We can't see a lot of the damage that we do to our bodies, but our body's working. Our body's taking those nutrients that we've been deprived of for so long. It's getting the toxins out that we've been putting in, and it's healing the damage caused by the toxins to our body. So, I mean, it's like so many different steps and processes going on at the same time. You heard the saying, walk by faith, not by sight. Walk believing and knowing that what's going to happen is going to be good. You're giving yourself the proper nutrition, the proper nutrients that you need, and don't let your eyes fool you and get you. Don't let your eyes derail you, I guess is the best way to put it.
Nice. Okay. And we've got another one related to ketones. Jazzy Jude, should I be focusing on ketones? So we kind of answered that, but if I could just throw my hat into the ring about this as well, like my feeling about ketones is if you can stay motivated and it helps you stay motivated, then it's probably a good thing just to be measuring them. However, bear in mind that it's going to be very variable. And for someone like me, when I first did low carb 20 odd years ago, I was measuring with the ketone strips, and it was a demotivator for me because I'd be up in the morning and I'd test it and I'd go, oh, it's so low. This isn't working for me. I'm just gonna I could just go down to the convenience store and get something, and it doesn't matter anyway because it's not working. So it kind of, I think it really depends on your personality. For me, it's not a good idea, but yeah, if it ends up being a motivational tool for you, it's probably a good thing.
It definitely could throw you off, right? Like, and there's so many things, like the whole, like Larry was talking about, and I was with the scales. A lot of people get so fixated on the scales that when they don't lose weight, well, what am I doing wrong? I've had nothing but meat. I've only had, beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, and I'm not seeing the weight drop. So obviously it's not working for me, when that's not really the case at all. And instead of continuing to keep pushing forward and keep on track and keep, stay the course, you start changing stuff up because you think, well, maybe I need to try some leaner meat, or maybe I need to try, more fat, or, you start second guessing everything, when honestly, the correct answer could probably most likely just be time. Give it time to work, give it 3 months, initially, satiate your body with the proper nutrition. It doesn't matter if your weight goes up, doesn't matter if your weight goes down. Get your mind right and get your body used to eating the proper human diet. And after that 3 months, then start going through and breaking it down and assessing, well, I want to get to this weight. How am I going to get to that weight? All these different things. But the first 3 months, just got to get our heads right,
Well said. Yeah. Okay. What do we got here? Okay. The Marine and the Missus. When losing so much weight on the carnivore way of eating, do you need skin removal surgery? Sorry, but I'm so curious. Okay, who wants to take that one?
I'll start. I think that that's totally up to you. The Marine, Chris and Laura Spath, you check them out. They both recently just had what you're talking about. They both had tummy tucks, and that was their decision. It depends if you got the money to do it, and if it's something you want to go through. I told Cassie, I don't care how much money we got in the bank. I wouldn't want her, like, if she got down to her goal weight, she would have a lot of loose skin, and I would never want her to have surgery to have that removed, because we've had life and death surgeries before, and I don't even want to. I don't want her going under the knife for something cosmetic, but for other people, that's fine. And she agrees with me. I mean, we've had, she's been wheeled into the emergency room, and I didn't know if she was coming back out or not. So, we don't take surgery lightly. But it's really up to you. It's 100%. How you feel about it, and but I know Laura and Chris Spath, they're both very happy they did it. Sean, you ever consider doing it?
Honestly, I haven't. I really had. Well, it happened for me so fast. Like I said, I lost 296 pounds since April the 17th of 2022. So I mean, I kind of just been on this journey and just seeing where it goes. But there's nothing. I do have loose skin, but it's not at a point where I feel like, well, oh my gosh, I've got to do something about this skin. I will take the loose skin, because the alternative is all that weight, and nothing is worth, carrying all that stuff around, the health problems, the weight, and everything that went with it. So, it's a great trade-off, first of all. Second of all, it's not like what you would think. And so there's a lot of people that think that going into it, and they're researching the carnivore way of eating. Do not let the loose skin be the sticking point for you. You're worried about the loose skin. I promise you, there's a lot of stuff that happens between day one and loose skin that you have to make that decision. You'll have plenty of time to figure it out. And I can assure you, when you get there, no matter what you choose, have the surgery or not, you won't want to go back to where you started. I promise you that. So I'm not gonna have it unless something drastically changes in my life. I can live with it. It's not that big of a hassle. It's not like it gets in the way. And over time, I'm sure it'll probably tighten up some.
What about you, Kipp?
Well, I haven't got to the point yet where that I need it, but when I get to where I have to make a decision on, do I do that or not? I mean, I look at it like if I have to do it, it's a small price to pay. That's it's still worth it to lose this weight and get healthy, even if I have to do that. I kind of look at it like, if my boss called me tomorrow and they're like, "Hey man, we'll give you a 10 times your salary raise, but in order for you to get that, you're going to enter into a higher tax bracket, or you're going to have to pay more in your taxes." I'm like, well, that sucks. I'm going to have to pay more in taxes right there, but it's still worth it to get that 10% or that 10 times salary increase. So, I mean, you just weigh in the benefits and the negatives. I'm like, hey, if I have to get my skin cut on, but I can live 20 more years or 30 more years or 40 more years, you best believe I'll take that. It's worth it. But if I get to that point where I've lost that weight and I don't need to do it and it's not affecting me and, I feel fine and I'm not having issues, then I won't do it and I'll save a little bit of money.
Yeah, I just want to add that, I think it's a different story. Like if you have so much loose skin, you're getting sores, you know what I mean? And you're having medical issues. Then and insurance might even cover it then. If you're lucky, but
like that's some of them people on Dr. Now show.
Right.
That's a different scenario, though. I feel like there's a difference between that and like even me. Like I said, I lost 296 pounds in a year and a half, and it's because I'm 40 years old, 41 years old. I don't know, but I can assure you, if you lose 296 pounds in a year and a half, and you have the same thing I have, I know you'll be glad you did it at the end of the day.
Oh yeah. I've seen your loose skin, Sean. It's not bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not bad at all. It's crazy.
Okay. Just a little congratulations here. Joe, I lost 14.4 pounds since the 1st of January. Nice work, Joe.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
That's
Joe.
awesome.
I hope you're part of our 10,000 pound weight loss challenge, buddy.
He is now.
We need every bit we can get. Nice job.
Congratulations.
Okay. Beyond Citizens, thank you for the super chat. I'm fighting through a panic attack right now. I started Carnivore 12 days ago. When does this hell stop? Wow.
Just keep giving it time, man. Keep pushing forward, man, because it will. I'm convinced that it will get better. And try your best to focus on the positive. Occupy your mind the best way you can. Rest, relax, and that for me, I guess I could just speak about my situation. That's where faith comes for me, because whenever I'm overwhelmed, and don't think that this is the cliche thing that I'm just putting out there to answer your question either, because over the last month, I have lived through some hell and started even regressing back into some of the things that I've been delivered from: isolation, avoiding issues, my brain, my mind getting off of what it needs to be onto other things. So it's not me just spewing something out. I have to get my mind focused on my creator, and my faith needs to be strengthened, because it's easy for me to go back to what I've spent so many years doing, and you get into that pattern to where, even though it's hell, hell is more familiar than the discomfort that you're going to live through changing what keeps getting you into these situations, if that makes any sense. So, find something that's going to be able to occupy you, whether that's faith, whether that's, hobbies, this things that you can go to. You create new habits, new patterns. For me, like I said, it's definitely my faith. Whenever I start feeling overwhelmed, when I start feeling like I'm regressing back into things that I've been delivered from, or that I've worked my way to get out of, I instantly know that it's time for me to start praying. It's time for me to start reading the word. It's time for me to, answer that phone and talk to my good friend who's trying to check on me, because, you know, everything inside of me saying, don't answer the phone, don't talk about your issues, just ignore it, and eventually, it'll go away, but it won't. It's not going to go away unless you deal with it. And dealing with the issues, understanding what's causing them, what's triggering them, and finding a work through for that, is going to be the best option, I feel like. And that's my 2 cents. Larry, you got anything else, bro?
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely agree with Sean. Even as far as the faith issue goes, but beyond Citizen, I just want to say that you're here, and you're part of this live stream right now, and we're all here with you. I've dealt with depression. I was an alcoholic for many, many years after a couple of close family members were murdered, and I've dealt with all of that. And the carnivore diet will help immensely. Just give it some time and lean on your community. And if you have close family or friends, of course, that you can reach out to. But I'm just glad you're here right now listening to us, because everybody you see here on the screen, we're warriors, and we battle through it, and we're here for you, and everybody in the chat's here for you too. So, Kipp, you got anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, I think Sean answered it beautifully, and I haven't really dealt with panic attacks and things like that. So I'll just trust what Sean had to say about that one. So back to you, Dave.
Okay, thank you. And I can't really add anything to that particular point, because I haven't experienced panic attacks, but I think Larry and Sean answered that really well. So, kind of vlog from Steve. You have all been open about your non-food addictions. The holidays are hard for us with those addictions. How are you doing with your non-food struggles? Oh, okay. Larry, do you want to take that?
Sure. Everybody who follows our channel knows it's alcohol. And I'm very blessed. I don't have any struggles, Steve, with alcohol. And, God delivered me from that, and it was a miracle. I have a lot of friends who do struggle with it, and, they've been sober either, a month or, for years, and they still struggle with it. Some people just, there's a couple other people on this screen right now who are recovered alcoholics, Dave and Sean. So, I mean, I'm blessed. I don't have an issue with that, brother. We're all, we're all wicked in some way. And I struggle with things, envy, greed. I mean, we all struggle with different stuff, but as far as other addictions go, food is my main culprit right now, man. And Dave, any issues with your drinking or anything? I know you're solid, right?
No problems over the holidays. I don't have a feeling of, I need to eat or drink anything that I had an addiction to before. So Carnivore has been really good to me. Yeah. Sean, how about you?
Yeah, no issues with that. With the food and alcohol, stuff like that. My biggest thing, man, is just the stress. I got hit hard. I ain't gonna lie. And it's been trying to figure it out because there's so many variables and so many things that are adding up for me. And just trying to find it because you when you make as many bad decisions in your life as I've made in my life, and you start making some good ones, the last thing you want to do is go back to making bad ones. And I know that I'm not always going to make good decisions. I know that I'm going to fail. I have before, and I know that I will again. The difference for me is that I'm trying to be more wise about the decisions that I make and get perspective from other people. But I also have to get to a place where instead of just jumping in head first and going with the first thing that comes into my mind, I've got to come with a plan and think this thing through and see what I feel like, analyze it and break it down, see what I can do, talk to God about it for me, because like I gotta get some input and then get with the people that I trust. Like I can't tell you how many times I've been on the phone with Larry for 2.5, 3 hours. Man, one time we talked 4 or 5 hours one night, didn't we? I mean, it was late off into the morning hours. And even if it's not just to get input, it's just knowing that I got a shoulder. You know what I mean? Um, but that's the struggle for me, is regressing back into isolation and trying to just worry, because worry is not going to fix my problem. Isolating and consuming myself is not going to fix the problem. I need to think about it. I need to confront it. I don't need to isolate and worry about it, because that's not going to fix anything. But that's the tendency that I have to battle.
I would say for me, I come from like some people in my family are rowdy, and so I was too as a young teenager, and I was really wild and into not just like your cigarettes and things like that, but I was into that and drinking and drugs and pills and different things, and before me and my wife met, I was pretty much buck wild. And thankfully, one day a friend of mine invited me to church. And ever since I started going to church, I was able to straighten up with that stuff. Now, eventually, I had got out of church, when I was probably around 20 years old, and I was in college, and I started partying a lot again. And but it always stuck in my mind. And then, whenever around the time my wife and I met, I wasn't super wild, but I was still a little bit wild. But if she'd have met me, at my worst, she would have never decided to date me, because she grew up the total opposite. But shortly after we got together, I decided to quit drinking altogether, because I mean, she didn't like that version of me, and I knew that version of me wasn't going to make anything of myself, because I was drinking like a handle of Crown every 2 days. And I'm a big guy, so it took a lot, and it was expensive, and to get me drunk. But so I straightened up, but what's crazy is I quit the drinking, I quit the drugs, I quit the pills, I quit the cigarettes, and all that stuff was hard to quit, and I'm not gonna lie. But the thing was, I still didn't quit my sugar and my carb addiction. I kept on eating the junk food. And honestly, I ate more of it, because when you quit smoking cigarettes, it makes you want to eat more. And when you quit drinking, I just relied more on food than ever. And so that's the reason I made it to 2 pounds away from 500 pounds. And so, I'm thankful that I'm on this journey now, because it wasn't until I tried. Actually, I had some success when I started keto first. So I got to give keto credit as well, because I was watching keto videos and got a little success with that. And it gave me a taste of what feeling that freedom from all those different foods and the sugar and the carbs was actually felt like. But I kept giving into the treats and stuff. But when I tried carnivore in January of last year, dude, it was life changing. Like, it literally showed me something that could help me beat that addiction. And I still struggle some with the food side of things. But to answer your question, Steve, when it comes to the drugs and the alcohol and all the things, other things that aren't food related, they don't bother me that much. It's the food still gets me a little bit, but I'm working through it.
All my rowdy
Nice.
friends
Okay.
done settled down.
Thanks for your question, Steve. Okay, and Beyond Citizens, God bless International Carnivore and Kerry from Homestead. How it's because of you all I started Carnivore. I'll be in touch. Thank you for your super chat, Beyond Citizens.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate that, brother. And just stick with it, man. Stick with it when it doesn't look like it's working. Know that it is, man. Trust the process and walk it through. And appreciate the super chat too.
So Carnivore at 60. I was watching Dr. Kilt's morning meetup, and Dr. Kilt's commented that he wants to do a live with me. He said this 3 times. Then someone told me I need to have 500 subscribers for live. Oh, has that changed? I thought it was you needed 500 subscribers to do live on a mobile phone.
Yeah, you can usually
right.
do it from your desktop computer. You have to have 500 or 1,000 subscribers before you can go live instantaneously from your cell phone, or I believe it's how it used to be.
Yeah, that's how it used to be. But even if they have this restriction now, I think you can still go. Like if Dr. Kiltz does a live, you'd be able to go on with him.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, congratulations on that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So Whitney Napier, my sis is going to do the Daniel fast with her church. No meat, all fruit, veg, whole grains, all carbs. She's pre-diabetic. What advice can I give her? I'm worried. Sean.
If she's made her mind up to do it, I fear there's not a lot that you're going to be able to do. It's going to look like you're the opposition when she feels like she's doing something that's going to benefit her. The best thing that you can do is continue to be steadfast in your journey and leave it in front of her. And I want to say this, don't be preachy, so to speak, but just every once in a while, just research, put that knowledge in her ear, whenever if she's going on the lots of carbs, it's going to affect her. You and I both know that. So whenever it does, one thing that you could probably try is just, hey, you try that. Well, how about after you get done with that, try this, whatever, just there's ways of subtly, presenting to her. But if her mind's made up, I mean, we all have to come to this on our own accord. As much as we know the benefit of it and we want to share it with other people, but they have to take it for themselves.
Yeah, when we first started the carnivore diet, my wife Cassie, we got off, and I'm like, okay, we got to get back on carnivore. We had already started the YouTube channel, and she's like, well, I'm going to do the Daniel diet, and I think she did it for like 3 or 4 days, and then she felt so horrible, she started carnivore again. so maybe that'll happen with your sis. She'll just feel so horrible. She'll be like, all right, give me that steak, but just continue to pray for her, and be there for her. Kipp, you got anything on that? Have you ever done the Daniel diet, the Daniel fast?
No, if I didn't, I'd be tooting, buddy. But but I mean, if they wanna do it, I mean, you just respect what they want to do, and just let them do it and love them, and let them make their own choices. We're all adults.
Yep.
And that's the thing. That's kind of how I am with it. Like, I promise you, like, if I've said it before, I say it even now. If veganism had videos out and had the proof that they were curing type 2 diabetes, They were, reversing, gout. They were getting you off of all your blood pressure medication. I'd be up here talking about that, but it's just not. It's not out there. The reason I'm up here talking about carnivore and the proper human diet is because not only do we know the info behind it, but I've literally over the last year and a half to 2 years witnessed it do miraculous things in my life. So yeah, I mean that's what I got to speak on because I've seen it firsthand and I know and I can share it, but each one of you have to get it just like I got it and vice versa. That's the best we can hope for is to pass it on though.
Yeah, well said. Okay, so we're almost at an hour, so we've got one question remaining. So let's tackle that question, and then we'll wrap up. So Anna Fraser, I'm not sure if I'm eating enough meat, but I eat when I'm full and then quit when it starts to not taste good. Is that a good sign for my meat portion?
Yep.
Yep.
I think so. I definitely think you're doing it right.
Perfect, Anna. Absolutely
That
perfect.
sounds perfect to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I guess we should preface that if you're taking 2 bites of hamburger meat and then you're all of a sudden you're full, it doesn't taste good, and that happens for weeks, you're not eating enough. Okay, but I mean, a sensible portion. I got to a point where I could only eat 1 hamburger patty a day for a while because I was so satiated from eating so much meat. And then I would just fast a little bit. And then when you get hungry, your body's going to know it. And when you get full, eventually your ghrelin and your leptin start working properly again. You're going to know when you're hungry and when you're not, and you're learning how to listen to your body again. So it's absolutely a great sign and a great way to go about it, in my opinion.
So we just had a late question come through from Mackenzie Moore. So I wonder if we could get to that one before we wrap up.
Let's do it.
So Mackenzie's asking if you could have a meal with one carnivore influencer, doctor, etc., who would it be and why? Okay. Kipp, you want to go first with this one?
Hey, Mackenzie, that's my wife. I can actually hear her listening to the live in a different room. So let's see. She said, if you could have a meal with one carnivore influencer, doctor, etc., who would it be or why? Okay, so it doesn't have to be a doctor. It could be just an influencer. It probably wouldn't be a doctor because, like, I wouldn't feel like I'm just a simple guy. I'm a country boy in South Alabama, so like I'd feel out of place around a table full of like doctors trying to have conversations sometimes. So it would probably be just somebody. Of course, I can't say y'all because I talk to y'all all the time. So I'd probably say, maybe Ferrigno Freedom. I love his channel, and then also Laura Spath. I like watching her stuff as well with her husband. Anybody else?
Well, I would say if I was just gonna have one meal, I've already broken bread with Kipp and I've broken bread with Sean. So I would, in the likelihood I will ever eat a meal with Dave is very low. I'd pick Dave. I'd want to have a meal with Dave. And I think that'd be freaking awesome. Yeah, have a meal in Japan, and that'd be so freaking cool. And that'd be
that would be.
yeah, oh man, and I'm not just buttering your bread here, Dave. I'm being dead serious because I think about all the other influencers I really respect and like Laura and Chris Spath, Lily Kane, Carnivore Chef. They'd be cool to sit down and have a meal with, but they don't live in Japan, and the likelihood I'm more likely to have a meal with them someday than I am you, which I hope I do. So I'd pick you, Dave. What about you? You'd pick me, right? No.
Yeah. So actually, if I could group everyone up into one, I'd pick all 3 of you, and come out and have a carnivore meetup there. But one is in caps. So if I had to pick one, I Maybe I'm gonna go with. I would probably go with again. I can't pick you all as just one, so I'm gonna go with Nicole. I'm gonna go with Nicole, and former fat girl, and just because she's got an awesome sense of humor, and yeah, I think it'd be pretty funny having dinner with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean, how about you?
Man, I don't even know. Like, there's so many. I'm glad you mentioned Chris Spat. Like, I love Chris and Laura, Kelly Hogan. Oh man, obviously I feel the same way you guys do. I would love for us four to be able to just sit down and have a couple of days to kick back, relax, and just hang out in person together and not have, a lot of stuff to do, but just chat and hang out and walk around and get into trouble or something. Um, if I could have a meal with one person, um, I think I want to talk to Charles Washington. It's a Kelly. You hear Kelly and Dr. Weisman, and then talk about him being the basically leading the first group. 17 years ago when they started. That's probably the first person that I heard of that was leading the charge as far as the carnivore. You know, even back to what Dr. Atkins and all that. So I probably want to sit down and talk with him. Just have a good conversation and just ask if he could see it go in the direction, here like it is now, and how it's grown. But there's so many good conversations. I love having conversations. And there's so many people out there that I would love to talk with, but that'd probably be, off the top of my head, just that'd probably be one.
Nice.
Good
Nice.
question.
So, that's us up to an hour, guys. So, we should probably wrap it up for this evening. Everyone, thank you so much for joining in with the chat, and thank you for your questions. Larry, did you have some final words?
Final thoughts. Definitely. Just want to say thank you all for watching. I had a great time tonight. It's really good to be back with all you guys. And I missed doing this over the holidays. It was a nice break. But at the same time, as we got closer to the new year, I was really missing doing these, and I really enjoy them. So, anybody want to participate in helping us lose 10,000 pounds as a community? Come on, jump in. It's totally free. It's just all about, banding together for a common goal. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week. And I don't know if we're going to see you next week, maybe the week after that. We're not sure, right, Sean, if we're going to do every other week, guys, or whatever, but we'll see you soon. Anyway, and Sean, you want to say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's so good to be back. So good to see you guys, man. I've really missed this interaction, this time together, man, and I love it. And you get nervous even being away and coming back, and but it's just like family. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys. I've heard it said many times, without the scripture, without vision, the people perish. And so that's what we're trying to do, man. That's what we tried to do from the onset when me and Kipp, back in April, May time frame, sat down and I called him up and just said, hey, let's do this live every week, man. This is something I feel like people could really use. And, it's casting vision, trying to reach people, help people. That's what we come on here. It helps us just as much as it does you guys, and we love it. We love the fellowship, interaction in the community. If you guys are not part of a smaller community, jump on Facebook. We've got Carnivorous Community. We've got Carnivore Quest. I'm sure there's others. But just get involved, get yourself plugged in. The more active you are, the better it's going to help you. And definitely be back here. I don't know if we're going to do this like every other week or every week because it gets a lot. But we'll figure it out. We've got a lot coming up, got a lot planned, and we've got a big year coming. This is just the beginning. And I can't wait to see where we end up this year, one day at a time. and appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Thank you for all that you guys do, all the support, and we'll see you guys next time. Kipp, you got anything, brother, you want to say before we sign out?
Yeah, Sean, I just want to say too, man, I'm so glad that you messaged me that day about starting this thing, because I mean, this thing has grown into like the bond that we all have. We feel like brothers, and I'm hopeful that, and regardless if we do it every week or every other week, you know, regardless of that, I'm just glad that we get the opportunity to do it. And with Dave being all the way in Japan and y'all in different states than I'm in, it's really cool. But I will say I am hopeful that one day we all get to be together in person. And I hope that one day Dave, me, Larry, and you are all together. I think that would be the coolest thing. And it might take a few years, or I don't know when, but I think it would be cool if that got to happen one day. And for those of y'all that are doing the challenge with Larry or with me, keep up the great work. I've been seeing awesome comments from you guys. Keep staying strong with it. Like Sean says, keep pushing forward. And I just think it's awesome. And I've been missing y'all the past 6 to 8 weeks since we haven't done this. So it's good to see y'all all in the comments tonight. Back to you, Dave.
Yeah, just to follow up, thank you so much, guys. Love you all. Thank you for also joining with the comments, questions, everything. And we will see you very, very soon. Thank you. Cheers, guys.
See you guys.
See
Love
you.
you guys.